No, just start the video. I was wrong about the expanded and the enhanced. Rockstar, you bastards. Look, if it wasn't for a supporter directly donating for me to review, well, they wanted me to expose the GTA Online expanded and the enhanced, or the GTA Online for the current gen hardware, I wouldn't have purchased it. It's your fault, okay? I take zero accountability, all right? It's your fault that I was wrong. There, now that we got that out the way. So when I downloaded the game on my Xbox Series X, the update, but it was the game in its entirety. You got to download the entire game, even if you're just getting the standalone edition for GTA Online. I power it up. I load in. Well, I do the migration for my character. It gets stuck on this black screen. It sits there for like 5 minutes. So I take a risk. I close application, restart it up, and here we go. Everything was transferred seamlessly. No problem whatsoever. I load into the game and I load into my arcade underground layer right by the master control terminal, the MCT. I'm seeing all type of flare and reflections and lighting, and it looks like, you know, when you get those flashes out your peripherals and, you know, floaters in your vision. But I gotta tell you, it looks good. It looks good. It looks damn good.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
It looks good. Guys, it looks good. I was wrong. Night and day difference. It looks sharper. I mean, there's no more fuzzies on the screen. Like, it took away a lot of the noise. It looks way sharper with the HDR. The draw distance is better. I mean, I could just rant and rave about this. Like,
is this serious?
it's like the smoke effects look way cooler. The fire looks way cooler. I'm talking about when you're shooting from your gun, fire that comes out of the muzzle of your gun. When you're just laying them down, you're hang, 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 hang. I mean, it looks amazing. The fire effects that are coming from the barrel of the gun, which it doesn't do when the gun is suppressed. It looks phenomenal. And the ray tracing that they implemented, sure, it's just shadow ray tracing. And sure, the game before already had reflections, but it just looks so much better. At night, the rain, the lightning, the sound, all they enhanced the sound. I mean, it's not expanded, but there's so much enhancement here, folks. I was wrong. I was wrong. I mean, you have the smoke effects, you have the fire effects, you have, you know, finally 4K HDR with shadow ray tracing. Oh, and then the 60 FPS. By far the biggest performance upgrade that was much needed. And you know me, all games across the board coming out for the latest gen hardware needs to be native 4K HDR with 60 FPS. This is native 4K with HDR running up to 60 FPS. And boy, is it smooth, buttery smooth. It literally is game changing. Running at 60 FPS, it's a brand new game. You know what I mean? This is what you got to do nowadays. You got to cut corners and repackage it as a brand new game. And they did that phenomenally well. I was wrong. So visually, it looks great. And then you got the performance, fire effects and explosion effects, and Phil, what help me out. Sorry, I was just kind of drawing a blank. What else was I gonna say with it? What else was added to the game? Other than the visuals, what was added? Other than the visuals. Come on. What do you mean you can't think? Come on. What else added? Yeah, we're live. Well, shoot far. Now that I think about it, other than the visuals, there was really no other enhancements, or there was nothing expounded or expanded on. New cars. You got a few new cars with upgrades. You got this chameleon paint. You got speed upgrades. We finally know what that means. It's these vehicles that are overpowered and so fast that you can't control them. Yeah. I mean, look, guys. Look. Does GTA Online Standalone Edition look better than it did before on last gen? Of course. It's called optimization. Look, I was calling this the remaster of the remaster. It's not even that. I was actually giving it too much credit. This is just optimization. Native 4K HDR with shadow ray tracing. Don't get it confused. Reflections. It's just shadowing. There's already reflections in the game. Yeah, you got the enhanced smoke effects. You have the shards of glass when you shoot a window on a car now, which they're big shards of glass, so it looks kind of cartoony. Same as the smoke effect, looks a little cartoony to me. It's very thick, fills up a lot of the screen, but it dissipates quick. Like the way that it comes and disappears too is weird. Now the explosions, whenever you explode a vehicle via a throwable or an explosive weapon, not when you just light it on fire, you know, hang, 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 and light it on fire and then it explodes from the fire. But when you use an explosive to blow it up, I saw like this force field, this visual effect that you see, you know, this that circumferences the vehicle and just the explosion effect. Yes, it's enhanced. Guys, that's like, does it visually look better? Yes, but graphics cannot carry a game. The biggest enhancement, if you want to call it that, the biggest upgrade performance-wise is the 60 FPS. That's what everyone is raving about, is the 60 FPS. Without that, it's a dead game. I mean, it arguably was already dead, but the GTA fanboys are still like, what is this? Because there's no DLC along with it. There's not enough content. So I understand what Rockstar is doing. They're trying to get people to transition over, but they're going to need, they're trying to, what I'm saying is they're trying not to do too much, because you can't play, once you migrate your character, your account with your 2 characters or your 1 character on the same account, you can no longer play on last gen. All that data gets deleted. What type of buffoonery is this? Everything gets deleted. Like, I can't play with anybody in the crew unless they have a Series X, and that's only a handful. Like, Rockstar, what are you doing? Like, make it to where the progression stops on my last gen account. Like, only allow 1 transfer. I concur with that. However, allow me to still have my saved data on last gen and just not progress anymore, but be able to play with that character. Whatever happens can get saved, but can't move over. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know. And then cut off the servers, you know, later. But I believe they're going to be cutting the servers off for last gen sooner than we anticipate. But they're going to need some more meat on that bone. They're going to need a DLC, a major DLC. And unfortunately, this takes away from Red Dead. We'll get to that. They're going to need a major DLC to bring people over to migrate to the current gen hardware. A lot of people don't have the PS5. A lot of people don't have the Xbox Series X/S. They're stuck playing on last gen. But trust me, you're not missing anything major. The 60 FPS is nice, yes. But I'm going to tell you, after 3 hours of playing the expanded and the enhanced, zero interest to go back to the game. And I think that's what really needs to be heard. 3 hours after playing, because there's nothing new, because this isn't GTA 6, because we haven't had a break from this game, I had no urge to continue playing the game. I just didn't. The 60 FPS was not enough to bring me back. The 4K, though it looks sharper, the draw distance is better. Yes, it looks better visually. There's no denying it. I was wrong. Well, I was saying you're gonna have to squint to see the ray tracing, which you do, but it does look better visually. Performance-wise, smooth, 60 FPS. That's why I say, you know, gameplay and performance over graphics. Like that 60 FPS, you definitely feel a difference. There's no denying it. It's not enough to hold me. The few new cars that they added to House Workshop that you can upgrade with the speed enhancements, they're too fast to even enjoy, man. Like, they're super quick. Like, it's just, it's surreal. You know what I mean? Like, they're really, really fast. For me, at least, they're hard to control. It's like, it's enjoyable. I feel like the handling gets changed as well. Like, they start sliding out and it's way harder to control. It's like, I don't understand the point of this. The cars were already fast enough. So I don't know. Like, it just, again, it was lackluster content wise. That's why this should have been a free optimization for current gen hardware for all players across all platforms. Nothing warrants a price tag. Now the price, $40 to rebuy the game. $20, the same as the Red Dead Online standalone for the GTA 5 standalone. $20? What? Retail? That's for PS5 and Xbox. For the first 3 months, yes, PlayStation gets it free. We know this as far as the online, and then $10 for to rebuy the whole game. That's story and online included. For Xbox, we got to pay $20 for the story to rebuy the game. for the third time, and then $10 for the standalone edition. That's discounted. This is not worth the money. Morally, I wouldn't support this. And morally, since it's the third time that they are releasing this game, trying to showcase it, right, at its max potential graphically and performance-wise, this needs to be free. That hasn't changed. Like, there's nothing really new I can say. I didn't even want to make this review. It's a cash grab. And you're gonna buy it. Rockstar knows this. So what really frustrates me is it was like 2 years ago that they announced this. This is not 2 years worth of content. Delayed for what? Like, it's just not adding up why Red Dead Online is being neglected. First, we get the Disaster Edition for the trilogy, the Grand Theft Auto trilogy, Disaster Edition, and then the expanded and the enhanced. There's no reason why Red Dead Online needed to be neglected. Then people argue it's just business. Then why was Red Dead Online the only game that exceeded sales expectations via the investors call back in February? Like, I'm not understanding. Like, no argument has made sense to me. No one has been able to articulate it to me yet. So from a moral standpoint, I don't care about this update. And from a gamer standpoint, it's not fun. It's still not fun. The GTA players that I talk to, they're like, I'm not buying this slop, even if I could get my hands on a current gen hardware. And a lot of my crew members can, but they're not doing it. It doesn't warrant it. Why am I going to dish out $500 for a just imagine paying $500 for a console just for this game. Come on, man. You guys come on. Silly Willy. So no content to keep you coming back to it. I mean, that's really the main takeaway. Maybe I'll insert some gameplay footage. I don't know. Like, I haven't been playing it, guys. I don't care enough about it. Like, it didn't hold my interest. So I'm not gonna be posting videos about it, or there's nothing to talk about other than the visual improvements that you've seen multiple comparisons of already. So you guys wanted my take. That's my take. I don't endorse this. I tell you not to buy it. This is not worth the money. Do not go out and buy it. Definitely don't go out and buy a new console for this game. I think that goes without saying. Yeah, it's still a don't support, especially if you want to see Red Dead Online, and especially if you want to see GTA 6. I see the rumors floating about an announcement coming this year for GTA 6. Guys, there's a reason they just expanded and enhanced GTA Online. The online is, like I told you guys, this is where it's at now. GTA 6 doesn't exist. Okay, let's look at it like that. That's all I have for you beautiful people. So after playing it in reconsideration, it should have been free optimization for the current gen hardware. Really not much else to say, man. I appreciate you guys. It's been your boy Young Hebrew. Until next time, rest easy.